Hello everyone and welcome back to the second video in this series of Star Stable Dressage Explained. Today we'll be covering beginner fundamental moves, so let's dive right in. The curl can be performed in any of the gaits the horse has, i.e. you can do a walk curl by simply having your horse walk and keeping down your turn key to complete a full circle. This move can be repeated in the trot, as well as the canter. Moving on from curl, we get curl over. Now think of curl as your complete full 360-degree circle, and your curl over is only 180. It's only half of the circle. So to perform a curl over is you want to be riding straight on your dotted lines. And if I'm in a trot, I'm going to look back and I'm going to keep my key down. And as soon as I'm straight, I'm going to leave my keys and make sure I continue straight. If I perform that back, I should end up on the same dots again. So I'm gonna look, keep my key down, and there I'm in the middle of these dots again. That is how to ride and perform a curl over. Next up on the fundamental moves list is comb. To perform a comb, you can be in any gait. I'm going to be in the default gait, which is trot. On the go command, I will do a 90-degree turn with my horse. From here on, to perform a comb, it's very important that I utilize two camera angles. Let's say I have a line leader to the left of me that will be running right here. I will be looking to the left to ensure what we discussed in the previous video, that I'm nose under tail with the line leader to ensure that I'm in comb alignment. Then I'm going to look straight ahead of me and I'm going to try to see pebbles. So I'm looking at this pebble and that pebble and that pebble. Or you can look at this bright line here, or if you're cannot see the pebbles as clearly, you can look at the dotted lines and see the relative distance between these dotted lines. So it's important that you remain straight. Therefore, I'm going to see, okay, I'm here, basically in between these lines here. I'm going to look to the left again to ensure that I am pretending that I am nose under tail. So my other rider is right here. I'm going to look back. Okay, I'm still on this track. Look again to the left. I'm still fine. I'm not veering a bit. There we go. I adjust it. Looking again, looking again. And then as soon as I get onto the wall line, my line leader is here. I'm going to turn left and follow my line leader again. I'm a bit off. There we go. So if I'm repeating this process, the commander would say comb set, pre and go. On go, I'm pressing my turn key. I'm straight. I'm looking for my line leader, seeing, okay, I'm nose under tail, straight, nose under tail, straight. Maybe I need to do a walk hop to ensure. Okay. Perfect. At the wall, I'm going to turn towards my line leader. And that is how to perform the comb. Next up is performing the cut mid. So we've discussed our center and mid lines. So a cut mid is simply cutting onto your center or mid line. So from B, I'm going to cut to E. So since that's the first cut mid that's going to come across to me. So now I'm riding all the way up until E. At the wall, I'm going to turn left, since left is my default direction. If the commander instructs you to perform a cut mid from here, my next cut mid would be performed at the letter A. So I'm going to continue straight. I'm going to anticipate and know I want to turn onto this line. So I'm going to look, and then I'm going to turn onto this line and ensure that I'm in the middle. And there we go. And then I'm going to ride all the way down to the letter C. And that is performing a cut mid. Now to change directions in dressage, we're going to do something that's called a legal die. You get an illegal die as well, but I'm going to be showing you guys the legal die. So a die means cut from corner to corner. So you always want to cut on the second corner of the short wall. So this is the short wall, A is my short wall. This is the first corner of the short wall, that is the second corner of the short wall. And you'll see now why it's easier to do this at the second corner. So I'm going to just do this in a canter. To dye, I'm going to go from this corner and I'm going to aim for the other corner right there. So notice how we traveled from B to K to A. Okay, to perform a legal dye, I want to switch directions. So I'm going to go, when I reach the corner, I'm going to go to my open side. See how it's difficult to turn this way? And it's easier to turn to the right. So here at the corner, it's easier for me to just go onto the wall again. And notice the direction I'm moving in now, it's the opposite. So now I'm moving from C to M to R, and you'll see that's the opposite of how we were just traveling. So that's how we perform a legal dye. Next up is performing a belt. So if I'm coming down the center line and my instructor wants me to stay on the center line, they would instruct me to belt at the wall. I will simply hold down my left key and do a curl over and continue straight down this way. That way I belted and I'm coming back down the center line, coming back down to A. And if she instructs me or they instruct me to perform a continuous belt or an elastic belt at the wall, I will simply do another curl over to the left to ensure that I return and go back onto the center line. To perform a halt set, it's when you guys are writing in trot, the commander might say halt set, pre, and go. How we do it is on pre, you walk, and on go, you halt. So it would be performed as follows. Halt set, pre, and go. And I halted, so I walked on pre, and I stopped on go, and everybody else in line would do the same. To perform X, it is simply by pressing your X key to do a rear or a full stop, mostly a rear, when trotting on anywhere in the arena. So it would be performed as follows. So it's X set, pre, go. So on go, I simply pressed my X key to do the rear, and now the instructor would call trot set, pre, go, and I would continue down trotting. Let me show that one more time. So it's X set, pre, go. On go, I pressed X, and now trot set, pre, go. I continue trotting. Last but not least is performing pivots. You get a full pivot, which is simply to the left or to the right, and you're going to simply full pivot till you're back in your original position. From here on, you can get a half pivot, which is half of the circle, so it's 180 degrees. So now I'm looking to the left, so I can either do it to the left or to the right. So if I'm going to half pivot to the left, I would end up facing the other way. As well as you get quarter pivots. So quarter pivot to the right means I would be facing this way. So this is called like a normal move. So half pivot set, half pivot to the left set, half pivot to the left set, pre, go. Now I would end up going to the left and facing the other way. Same goes if I want to come back. Half pivot to the right set, half pivot to the right set, pre, go. I would come back and I would face this way. And this is how you can turn your line around, or if you need to pivot them on the spot to maybe they're all facing this way and you want them to start facing this way and here on they can continue trotting, you would use pivots. Thank you so much for attending your fundamental move session. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed it and I hope this assists you in some way, and I will see you in the next video. Please remember to hit that like and subscribe, and bye!